All right, Glenn. Thanks again for doing this. First of all, tell me a little bit about yourself. Are you from Columbus?
No, I'm not. I'm born and raised out of Dayton, Ohio. I stayed there until I was like 26, and then I moved to Columbus.
Okay. What brought you to Columbus?
Well, the place, Dayton, was a fast-paced place, a little too fast for myself. So after a while, I wanted to change of scenery, and there wasn't a lot of jobs there. And here in Columbus, there's plenty of opportunity for a lot of things if you're willing to work for it.
What was life in Dayton like growing up for you?
Poor, you know, lived day by day a lot of the times. Sometimes didn't know where your meals was coming from, or your clothing, or shelter. I've been on my own basically since I was about 13.
Oh, really? Why was that?
Well, to me myself, I really don't know, but from the way I took it is that I'm not sure if they didn't want me off mistake. So by the time I was 9, my mother sent me to my father's, and he never did anything. So by the time a few years later, I just sort of left.
Gotcha. Any troubles growing when you were living in Dayton growing up? Any troubles you were getting into? Any type of things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, being on the streets, you get into some trouble. Petty theft. Stuff like that. Nothing major.
Okay.
But stuff like that.
Now you're coming to Columbus. What was like when you first came into Columbus? And how long ago was that? You said you were
30
26.
years.
Okay.
So, but first coming to Columbus, it was a breath of fresh air. I mean, because where I come from in Dayton, I didn't have to. I would see you at least 4 or 5 times a day, no matter what. That's how small it was. And one of the things I loved about Columbus the most is that if I don't call you, I don't see you, which I love. And then, like I said, the work, I came in and started working 3 jobs.
What were you doing?
Met my kids' mom. We was together for about 17 years. We got 2 beautiful children, Serena and Sean. And my daughter turned 18, and my son is 16.
Yeah.
So I basically live for them. I don't want them to have to, do the things I had to do or live the way I had to live.
Right.
Being ridiculed constantly because you don't have. So I make sure I take care of them. Me and their mother both takes care of them. And
Are you and their mother still together?
no, we've been separated for about maybe 8 years now.
Okay.
But when it comes to our kids, we're still together.
Okay. If you don't mind me asking, if you want to share, what led to you guys breaking up?
Well, one person didn't see the sacrifices worth it. Because when you choose to take on parenthood, stop running the streets, stop going to clubs, go from having a 1 bedroom to trying to get you a house, So, that took from the time she found out she was pregnant, it took almost 10 years to come from a 1 bedroom to the house.
Oh.
So by the time we got to the house, I assumed she was just, she didn't understand the sacrifice to me.
Right.
I looked at the light at the end of the tunnel. So I worked and I worked and I worked.
What kind of jobs? You mentioned coming to Columbus. You worked 3 jobs, you said, when you first got here?
Yeah.
What kind of work were you in?
Well, one, I was the restaurant, cleaned buildings downtown, and I worked at a metal place that made metal stands that you put things on. Yeah. But then I left all of that, and I just focused on driving.
driving.
Yes. Produce companies,
Oh,
rent a center, haul mulch, whatever I could drive.
right.
And the weird thing is that I was supposed to have been in an 18-wheeler, but God wanted me here because I had already got accepted. They gave me a $7,000 grant to go to truck driving school, and my ankle got messed up.
Oh,
And they want you to be on your feet for 11 hours a day.
right.
So it wasn't no way possible. So I sat on the couch for a while and started getting depressed and just woke up one day and said, I'm going somewhere to volunteer.
And that kind of leads into what my next question is. What led you to the open shelter? What brought you to the open shelter?
Yeah, just sitting on that couch and, like I said, feeling depressed and didn't have no kind of income coming in, and you know what I'm saying. So, like I said, I sat there and not being able to get around for the injuries I had. I start picking up weight and my self-esteem was, dropping. So, I needed to do something. I couldn't go do a job because I wasn't able to do a full-time job. So, but I know if I could come and volunteer, then I can, at my own pace and at my own, if I'm feeling bad, I can sit down, or if I can't show up the next day, you guys wouldn't be angry.
Right.
But, I stuck with you guys and I like it.
How long ago was that? When did you start volunteering?
I volunteered for the first 3 months. And I've been on payroll now for 3 months.
Right.
Yeah, so my first.
So about 6 months ago is when
Yeah.
you started? And you ended up getting hired. If you don't mind me asking, I know we have all these titles. What is your title?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, okay. It's all right. Don't worry
I
about
got
it.
it for you.
I can look it up. I got mine as resource development director, but it's
Yeah.
not even director. No, coordinator. I'm
Right.
coordinator. I'm not a director.
Well, my position is day service assistant.
Day service assistant.
Day
Okay.
service assistant.
So, what was it like getting hired?
Well, it's different than anything I've ever done.
In what way?
Cause I'm a sort of a laid back person. Don't really talk a lot.
Right.
So you guys forced me to come out of a certain shell. Like this the morning announcement.
Right.
That's big to me.
Right.
So that's helped. What I'm saying, to open up doors inside that I didn't know that could be open. So like I said, I look at things a lot more when I'm in public anymore. I speak differently. I don't mind speaking.
Right.
So on that note, especially, that's one of the great things that's happened.
Right. Anything that stands out in your 6 months here? Any particular person or particular interaction that stands out to you?
Well, the thing that stands out the most is how really nice you guys are, and how hard Miss Sarah, Miss Shelley, and yourself work for these people that might not know it. And so is Solomon. They don't know it, but he works extremely hard.
Yeah.
And so do Jerome
Yes.
and some of the other guys that volunteer here. And there's some people here that that do touch you. They mild manner, they respectful, and in a way you happy to see them when you come to work in the morning because they're gonna bring a smile to your face.
Let me ask this, kind of wrap it up. Anything like any goals for the future or anything you're kind of shooting for or aiming for?
Well, lately, to be honest, I hadn't really thought about it. Just trying to relearn to walk again and get myself, what I'm saying. So I haven't really been here as long as you guys, so I don't plan on going anywhere.
Right.
I like it. I actually love it here. Especially for all the things you do for the children. And like I said, I don't plan on going anywhere. If I was going to do that, I'd have went ahead and went to truck. Like I said, I'm glad I didn't.
If you don't mind me asking, you mentioned about learning to walk again. What are some of the physical I guess, battles you're fighting right now? Some of the things you're trying to overcome?
Well, I've basically about beat it. I had water on my ankles,
Oh,
and that is one of the most painful things because you just can't just get up and walk. You know what I'm saying? So trying to go to the kitchen or the bathroom was a task. Like I said, when I first came here, I was on a cane.
okay.
Yeah, see, I started volunteering. I was walking with a cane.
Oh,
That was after all the months sitting on the couch. I was finally able to get up. But yeah, so yeah.
seems like you're getting better. I don't notice. I haven't noticed the cane, so it seems like things
I
might
got
be
rid of the cane.
okay.
But you know what I'm saying? I was in pain. You know, every day, all day. I was in pain for 7 months from the time I woke up to the time I went to sleep.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
And you say it's water on the knee,
on my ankles.
on your ankles. I
So
apologize.
my feet swole up and my ankles
Oh,
swole up.
have they said? Have you had like diagnosed? Have they told you what it is or what?
They said it because like I said, sitting on that couch, I gained a lot of weight.
Gotcha.
And they think that had something to do with this that the guys at Mount Carmel told me.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, if there is there anything else you'd tell someone if they're thinking about supporting the open shelter, volunteering at the open shelter? What would you tell them?
Don't hesitate for one, because the things these people do for people they don't know is amazing.
All right.